There are strong indications that Malam Nasir Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State, and other northern politicians in the coalition may sever ties with Atiku Abubakar over his continual insistence of contesting the 2027 presidential election. It is being understood that Vice President Atiku Abubakar's ambition to contest the presidency under the ADC banner has stirred uneasy among northern politicians who are eyeing the 2031 presidential election. These northern leaders argue that Atiku Abubakar's candidacy could disrupt the delicate regional power-sharing arrangement, potentially opening the 2031 race to all zones and jeopardizing the plans of northern heavyweights like Malam Nasir Rufai. This is coming after Mr. Peter Obi has pledged to serve a single 4-year term and return power back to the north in 2023. This pledge by Mr. Peter Obi is gaining traction among those who see it as a safer bet for their future political ambitions. You are all aware that Atiku Abubakar has joined forces with Mr. Peter Obi, former Governor Nasir Rufai, Rotimi Amaechi, and other opposition figures to challenge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 under the ADC. The coalition, which was unveiled in Abuja on July 2, 2025, aims to unite opposition forces to unseat the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). However, Atiku's decision to lead the charge is causing ripples among northern politicians, particularly those with 2031 presidential ambition. These northern politicians are trying to respect the zoning arrangement which allowed Bola Ahmed Tinubu to win election in 2023. The understanding is that power alternates between the north and the south every 8 years to ensure regional balance. They believe it is this same regional balance that allowed a southerner in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to take over for President Muhammadu Buhari after President Muhammadu Buhari 8 years in office. By their logic, 2031 is expected to mark the North's return to power. However, Atiku's potential candidacy in 2027 as a Northerner could disrupt this arrangement. If Atiku wins and serves a 4-year term, the presidency could remain in the North until 2031, potentially breaking the zoning circle and allowing Southern candidates to argue for a return to the South in 2031. This scenario will threaten the ambitions of northern politicians like Rufai, who are banking on a northern ticket in 2031. Understand that it was these same northern politicians that supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a southerner, against President Muhammadu Buhari's wish to allow power to remain in the north in 2023. They believe that after 8 years of a southern candidate, power will definitely return back to them in 2031. But it is obvious that Atiku Abubakar is banking on becoming the president in 2027. This will definitely disrupt their arrangement. Mr. Peter Obi, while holding a Twitter space and on an interview on Channels Television, has emphatically pledged that he will rule for just 4 years and ensure that power returns back to the north. Mr. Peter Obi believes that he doesn't need 8 years to implement his policies, his footprint in Nigerian politics. Of course, what he did in 2023 is a tip of the iceberg of what he's going to do if he becomes the president. And this has potentially resonated with the northern politicians, who sees Mr. Peter Obi's statement as an easy route for the North to reclaim power in 2031. For someone like Malam Nasir Rufai, the former Kaduna State governor and a prominent northern figure in this coalition, backing Mr. Peter Obi makes strategic sense. Rufai has previously emphasized the importance of adhering to the zoning arrangement. In an interview on Arise Television, Rufai argued that the North supported Tinubu in 2023 for justice and equity, but will hold him accountable in 2027 if he underperforms. Rufai's critique of Tinubu's administration and his alignment with the ADC suggests he is positioning himself for a future presidential run, likely in 2031. Supporting Peter Obi, who promises a single term, ensures that the North turn comes as expected, keeping Rufai's ambitions on track. Rufai believes that Atiku Abubakar does not have the same popularity, the same clout like Mr. Peter Obi. He also believes that Atiku's popularity in the northern base has been weakened by internal rivalries and defections. And of course, Atiku's political influence in Adamawa State has been weakened. especially after Governor Umar Fintri stripped him of his traditional title. Peter Obi, on the other hand, commands a loyal following among the obedient movement, particularly among young and urban voters, which could deliver significant votes in 2027. Malam Nasir El-Rufai sees Mr. Peter Obi as a potential candidate to defeat Bola Ahmed Tinubu than Atiku Abubakar. As a northern political figure, El-Rufai is trying to play the same role President Bola Ahmed Tinubu played prior to the 2015 presidential election in making President Muhammadu Buhari the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It was Tinubu that rallied his southern support, went to Daura in Katsina State, met with President Muhammadu Buhari, brought him out of retirement, and forced him to accept an alliance between the North and the South. Bola Ahmed Tinubu was very instrumental in the formation of APC, which brought in President Muhammadu Buhari into power. Bola Ahmed Tinubu waited patiently for President Muhammadu Buhari to complete his 8 years in office. That was the reason prior to the 2023 presidential election, he shouted, "Emiloko, it is my turn." Remember, El-Rufai was also part of those that formed APC prior to the 2015 presidential election. He understands what went down. He believes that he can also play the same role that Bola Ahmed Tinubu played in making Buhari president in 2015. Prior to the 2023 presidential election, El-Rufai believed that Mr. Peter Obi will not secure any votes in the north. As a governor in Kaduna State then, El-Rufai believed that Mr. Peter Obi will not see 200 votes in Kaduna State. But he was shocked to see Mr. Peter Obi pulling 294,000 votes in Kaduna State. This is more than he bargained for. This is more than he expected. Not only did Mr. Peter Obi pull a shot in Kaduna State, Mr. Peter Obi went ahead to win the presidential election in states like Nasarawa State, scoring 191,361 votes. In Plateau State, he won, scoring 466,272 votes. In Benue State, he won, scoring 308,372 votes. In Abuja, he won, scoring 281,717 votes. Obi came second in Taraba State, scoring 146,315 votes. This is more than expected from someone who so many northern politicians believe that is not known in the north, whom they believe that will not secure any significant votes in the north. Someone who left a party like PDP and joined a relatively unknown political party like the Labour Party that secured 5,000 votes in the 2019 presidential election. With the popularity and the rating of Mr. Peter Obi going higher every single day, it is obvious that Mr. Peter Obi is the best person to lead that coalition. But however, the presence of Atiku Abubakar is a stumbling block. That is the reason why many northern politicians are seeking to cut ties with him in order to allow a southerner to emerge as the presidential candidate. Allowing a southerner to take over from Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 is the best thing to do for equity, fairness, and justice. Atiku Abubakar should join hands with other politicians and play the same role that Bola Ahmed Tinubu played in the 2015 presidential election. Support a northern candidate. Bury your presidential ambition. If you truly care about this ADC, if you truly care about this coalition, if you truly concerned about the plight of Nigerians and you want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to leave office in 2027 so that a more competent, vibrant leader can take over from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria has bled enough, and Atiku Abubakar has contributed mainly to the bleeding of Nigeria. His presidential ambition in 2015 led to the disruption of power and the ousting of President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. His presidential ambition in 2023 led to the split of the opposition political parties. If Atiku Abubakar has buried his presidential ambition in 2023 and allowed a southern candidate to emerge as a PDP presidential flag bearer, not just allying, but unanimously supporting someone from the southeast, because for the purpose of equity, justice, and fairness, it was a turn of the southeast that has supported PDP over the years. It was the southeast that stood behind Goodluck Ebele Jonathan when people like Atiku Abubakar left the PDP to the APC. It is only fair to reward their loyalty. But alas, Atiku Abubakar decided to contest that election which led to the rift between him and Nyesom Wike and the subsequent destruction of the PDP. PDP is dead and gone. The only thing remaining in PDP is the carcass. Atiku Abubakar has left the PDP and is now into the ADC. Does Atiku Abubakar also want to destroy the ADC? Does Atiku Abubakar also want to destroy this coalition if he insists on contesting the 2027 general election and emerging as the presidential flag bearer? That means he will ultimately destroy the chances of this coalition and ADC. But of course, we cannot sit down and fold our hands and allow one-man presidential ambition destroy political parties, not just political parties, but the nation as a whole. It is time for Atiku Abubakar to sit back and play the role of a kingmaker, the same way Jagaban Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in 2015. Of course, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president. It is not a must that Atiku Abubakar should become the president. His time and chances of becoming the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has elapsed. Now is time to give a more vibrant and competent candidate like Mr. Peter Obi an opportunity to become the president. And that time is in 2025. And I agree with Rufai and other northern politicians that Atiku Abubakar emerging as president in 2027 will disrupt the zoning arrangement. And I hope they stick to their words and do the right thing by supporting Mr. Peter Obi. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.